something like this is very easy to do when you're using some framework, for example, React, and it's very convenient. But we are using vanilla JavaScript, so it's a little bit more difficult and annoying. Basically, we need to change the source of this image. So if it is icon minus, it should be icon plus, and vice versa. So let's see how can we achieve that. So inside the body of our toggle FAQ function, we are toggling active class on our answer, which is great. So now let's change the image. First we need to get the current source of the image. So again, let's see, our Q here is our H4. So this H4 here, so that the image is also next element sibling comparing to this H4. So we'll say Q dot next element sibling. In fact, we need to get the source first. So we will put this inside of the variable called const, let's say current source equals. So q dot next element sibling dot src. Okay. To check if we have achieved that, let's console log this current source, and let's see what we are getting back. I will open my DevTools. Okay, let's expand this. Oops, I need to change repeat on my background image. Never mind, I'll do that later. So let's have a look. We will click on this, and here we get our source, which is our icon minus here. Okay. So we are having this source now, and we need to change if it is icon minus to plus or the other way around. So how we will achieve that? We will create another variable called new source, and now we need to check if this source, current source, already contains icon plus. Then we need to put icon minus or the other way around. So what we'll do, we will take this current source, and we need to this string, we need to check if there is icon plus or minus, and the way to do that is with the includes method. Includes is a method for working with strings. So we will say if that source includes icon plus inside, then we will do a ternary operator. We could also use if check, but it's more convenient. If you're not familiar with the ternary operator, basically first we are doing the check. This is our check. We are checking if the source includes this string icon plus, and we put a question mark. After the question mark, it comes what happens if it's true, and after that we put a colon, and after the colon it will go what happens if it is false. Okay, so if this is true, if our source includes icon plus, we need to our new source should be, in fact, let's check. Let's copy this path to our icons. Okay, so our new source should be this. So if it contains icon plus, we will put icon minus. If not, okay, sorry, we need to put this because it's a string. It should be inside of our single quotes or double quotes. Doesn't matter. We'll put a semicolon at the end. Let me check one more time. New source. Okay. If it includes icon plus, we are changing it to icon minus. If not, it stays no, it should be icon plus here. Okay. Because it was the same, and that's not good. Okay, so now what we should do, we are having our this new source. Now we only need to put this new source as an actual source for our image. Okay, so as you can remember, we access our image with q next element sibling, not that, q dot next element sibling, that source. We are putting the source, and this source should be our new source variable, just like that. Okay, let's save this and check if it works. Let's jump into our website. So let's try it out. I will click now here. Okay, as you can see, it collapsed, and also the icon is changing. Yes, we did a great job. We are awesome developers. Okay, so right now everything is working as it should. One more thing regarding accessibility of our website. Since we are changing the source of our image, we should also be changing the alt of our image. Many people disregard this alt and don't put anything here. It's very important for visually impaired people, and also for the browser, for Google crawlers and all those stuff. So we should also take care of that. So we will say, let's say const new alt, and we will copy this condition. We will use the same check. So we are checking the same thing if the source of our image includes icon plus. If it does, our alt, what should be alt text? It should be, so if it is a plus, it should be expand. So expand. If it is not, then it should be collapse. Okay, and then we also will be doing q dot next element sibling. This time we are changing the alt attribute, so we'll say that alt is our new alt, just like that. You will not we will not have any changes here, but if we inspect our website, we will see the changes inside our where is it? Question. So yeah, as you can see, also the alt is changing as well as the source at the same time. Okay, that's it for this part. Now let's take care of the keyboard events. Okay, so the last part of our project is to be able to switch between the questions with our tab key, and then we should expand and collapse our answer with our enter key. So we need to put some keyboard event listeners. Now I have to say that the keyboard listeners are not my strongest point, so I needed to prepare for recording this video, and that's good. That's how I learn, and that's the value of making these videos and having this channel. Okay, so let's see how we can do that. First of all, we should be able to switch the focus on our buttons, right? On our questions, I would say. But the problem is this we have H4. This is not something that you can focus on. It's not an input element, so that you can have a focus. So the way to achieve that is using this tab index attribute. Now, this was a completely new for me. I haven't even known that this exists. So my developer education failed me on that. But never mind. It always we can always learn. I will put the link to this documentation. So it's basically the global attribute that allows HTML elements to receive focus. Okay. Basically, we should put a 0 like this here, and also we can put some other values, so we can specify in which order the buttons or whatever can switch when you hit tab key. So let's do it now. So basically, in order for this to be focusable, we need to put tab index attribute and set its value to 0. Now I can do this here 4 times for our each and every question, but instead of that, I already have our loop for each. We are looping through each question. So what I will do is I'll say question set attribute. I will be setting, like we said, tab index attribute, and its value should be 0, just like that. Okay, so now let's subscribe to keyboard events. So we will say question dot add event listener. So we already have our click event here. Right now we are going to do our key down event. We will type so on key down or all lowercase, and what will happen when the key is pressed, we will run the arrow function just like this, and we need to catch here the event object. Sorry, in order to see what key has been pressed, we need to capture that inside of our object with object.key property. So let's do that, but before all of that, what we need to do is we need to check. So we need to do our if check. So if that e dot key triple equals tab. So we are checking if the tab key is pressed. Okay, but also what we need to do first is like with the right click on your mouse, when you click on that key, uh, there is a default behavior, like the menu opens. So it's the same with our tab key. So we need to prevent that default behavior and then add our other functionality. We will say e.prevent default, and then we can continue with our logic. So what should happen when we press tab key? Our question should receive focus, right? But how can we change that focus? How can we ensure that when we hit the next tab key, the next question receives focus? So in order to achieve that, we should also capture the index of our questions, because right here, these questions is of all of our H4s is a node list, which is like an array, and each of these questions has its own index. So we are having indexes 0 to 3 because we have 4 questions. So what we'll need to do is right here in our loop. So uh, not only we should have our question, but we should also get our index. And because we have 2 arguments, we should put this in parentheses like this. So we'll say question, comma, index. Okay, like this. So we will say that the way to put the focus inside of our question, here we will say question dot focus. We will use the focus method. Yeah, uh, but we need to be able to switch between questions. So we need also to put index right here. So we will have our array of questions with the index. This way we are accessing the single question. But the problem is this index is always the same. So we need to change with each press on our tab key, which we are listening here. So I hope I'm not making this too much confusing for you, at least less than it is for me. Okay, kidding. Let's continue. So what we need to do is we need to change this index. So we'll say const. We will make another variable. Say const new index, and this variable will be. Let's think about it. So we have our index. It will start. We are having this index here as a parameter. It will start with a 0. So with every next key press, we need to increase by 1. So it should be 1, 2, 3, and then it should go back to 0 because we don't have more questions. Okay. So we'll use also the ternary operator, and we will say we have our index here as a parameter. So we will say if index is greater than our questions array dot length, which will be 4. We have 4 questions. If that's the case, question mark, if this is true, our new index will be put back to 0, right? Because we reached the end of our array. And if this is not the case, sorry, our new index should be index plus 1, like this. And now we just need to put, instead of this index, we need to put our new index. So the questions array with the index of new index will receive a focus. And each time this index will be increasing by 1, and when it reaches the end, it will be set back to 0. Okay, let's save all of this and see if we got this right. Okay, so let's test it back in our website. So let's refresh just in case. Okay, so now I'm pressing the tab, and as you can see, we are having our focus here again. Our H4 is having a focus, which you can tell by this border, by this outline. Now I will press the tab key again. Okay, as you can see, now our second question is in focus, and third and fourth. Okay, it's not going back. Okay, there is some error. Let's inspect. It should be. Let's just quickly fix this problem with this background image. It's getting annoying. So instead of no repeat, I'll put repeat X, just like that. Okay, now our image is repeating. So let's have a look at our. Okay, let's do it again. So we hit tab again, again, again. And now we have an error. Okay, so it's working until we get to the last question. So there's a problem with this condition. Question greater question length -1. I think it should be because we have our 4 elements, and the index should be 3. Okay, so let's now test it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we have an error. What is going on here? Let's see. New index greater. Let's try greater or equals, because it should be, when it comes to 3, it should be get back to 0. Let's test it now. Okay, 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 okay. Yes, it's working. So we're getting to the end of our questions, and then we're going back to the first one. Okay, so now we did the harder part. Not now it just remains to do the easier part. So inside the same listener, we are listening for the key down. So now we should check if event.key triple equals enter, and we should do it also for the space button. So we can put or event.key equals, like this, space key. So in this case, I'm not sure if I need prevent default for this to, but let's put it anyway. It cannot cause damage. It can only help us. So we are preventing the default behavior of these two keys. And so what we are doing? So when our question is in focus, when we click enter or space, what should we do? We should open or close answer. So we are basically just calling this toggle FAQ function. The same thing we did here in our click event. So we will say toggle FAQ, and what we are passing as an argument, let me check. Yeah, we should pass the question as an argument. Okay, let's save this and test it out. So tab, and now I will press enter. It should collapse if we did the right thing. So enter, yeah, collapsing, expanding. Let's test the space button. Yeah, working the same. Tab, space, enter, tab, enter, tab. Yeah, we did it. It's working. Our FAQ accordion is working properly, and I know that maybe the layout is not perfect. Maybe I should. We could also customize this outline when the question is in focus, but I don't want to waste more time. It's been a long recording. I must uh, separate this in two videos, maybe even three. I will go and publish this website so you can test it, and I will put the link to my Frontend Mentor page and also maybe to my GitHub repository. But that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed my struggle. And if you had some value out of this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so I can do more of this. And until next time, lots of love. Bye bye.